All right, ladies and gentlemen, the boys are back. Happy Wednesday, episode 76 of the Fat Cats podcast. And if you're listening on Spotify or if you're listening on YouTube, I want you to look down at your phone for a second and take a look. If you can't tell, here in the great state of North Carolina, it is finally cold. It's the middle of November, and it finally decided to get down into the 40s. So I haven't been outside since about 8 a.m. Cam, but when I was outside this morning, it was a little chilly. So got my sweater on, it's weather, and yeah, I guess went straight from 80 degrees 2 days ago to 40 degrees this morning. Cam, how we doing, brother?
Doing well, man. We're starting to branch out a little bit here. We started out last week with some politics. We're starting out this week with a weather report. So
What's next week, Cam? What's next week?
I don't know. We might have to give you live on the ground at some natural disaster or something and have you report to us. But yeah, super excited to get into episode 76 here, man. We'll go ahead and remind everybody: Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. If you know that, or if you're here, you know that. Be a friend, tell a friend. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment for the boys. Let us know.
Cam, we've come a long way. We're at 76 episodes, my friend.
Yeah,
We're almost at 77. We're almost at 80. For the big 100, we're going to have to do something. I don't know what we're going to do, but
it's going to be a party.
I wouldn't. If you had asked me in April of 2023 if we were going to make it to April 2023 is when we started, right? Or was it 2023? Yeah. In April of 2023, if you asked me if we were going to make it to 76 episodes, I'd probably say no. But
we'll get to like 12 and we'll get mad at each other.
Yeah, but dude, we're doing good, man. We got a good group of listeners. Thank you guys for all you do. Remember, go out and send it to a coworker, send it to your brother, send it to your sister, send it to your mom, send it to your pops. Hey, great Christmas present is some Fat Cats merch.
Yeah.
I was down playing golf in Myrtle Beach all weekend. I wore my black Fat Cats hat every day, and everybody was asking, "What's Fat Cats?" And I'd be like, you don't even want to know the beginning of the Fat Cats, my friend. Go look it up on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or YouTube.
Yeah, there you go. I want to give a shout out if we're talking about that. Shout out to Aunt Kelly, man. Aunt Kelly Taylor put us out on Facebook, man. I got phone calls. Uncle Weezy's redoing their sunroom, and he's got his TV hung up, and she took a picture and posted on Facebook. And right there on the TV is our two beautiful faces. And I got a lot of text messages and a lot of phone calls like, Cam, what are you doing on the TV, man? What are you doing on the TV? So we got some free pub from Aunt Kelly and Uncle.
That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate it. Hey, where does Aunt Kelly live, Cam?
They're up in around Statesville, North Carolina.
Okay, so in the Charlotte area then.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it was one of the Kentucky or West Virginia extended family, but
they're original. It's Dad's brother, so originally.
Okay. I love to hear where all our listeners are. So
yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, going into Uncle Weezy, man, we didn't do it last week. I think a couple of days ago on Monday it was Veterans Day.
Yeah.
So want to say Happy Veterans Day to all our veterans out there, the true heroes of this country. We say it every time the last time this holiday rolled around and Memorial Day. Every time we get a chance to say it, man, I've had, my Uncle Steven, my Uncle Ronnie, my Uncle Clint, my Uncle Eddie, my cousin Isaiah, my grandfather, Doug Neese, they all serve. So shout out to all those guys and everybody else. My buddy Kerry Mounts is in there right now. Hollis Toth is in there right now. So shout out to all those guys, man. Like I said, the heroes of this country.
Absolutely. The true heroes for this country, and the Fat Cats, we're not a lot of things, but we are for the veterans. And I got a chance to play golf this weekend. A lot of the guys are from Virginia Beach. A lot of them are Navy vets. And anyway, played golf with a guy, 82 years old, and he served for 4 or 5 years in Korea. And man, just some of the stories that guy has, and take an opportunity too for all of the younger guys that are our age that are listening. It's so cool to get to talk to people that have seen stuff in life and just lived different lives than us and just have different experiences than us, because you learn something from them. To sit down, get off your phone for a second, just listen to them. And I don't know, it makes your day. So, hey, for all the veterans out there, past and present, thank you guys for all you do.
Dude, some of the best nights I've ever had sitting with, my uncles and my granddad and just letting them tell old stories, man. They got stories out the wazoo, and it's fun to listen to. So if you get a chance to do it, man, do it, because it's fun. You get to tell stories for the rest of your life. So
yeah, the ongoing topic around here, Cam, speaking of veterans, was if football practice or if basic training was harder. I've had a couple. I've never been through basic training. I've had some really rough football practices. So
I can't imagine that football practices are harder than basic training. I mean, those guys are getting prepared to go to war, man.
yeah.
You know
Oh
what I
no,
mean?
we might have to do a poll on that and see what people have to say.
Well, we'll ask Wheezy. Wheezy played football in the 80s and 90s, and he went to basic training and all that stuff. So I'll ask him, and we'll get.
Okay. Ask him if a football practice after a big loss is harder or an average day of basic training.
Well, he played for a guy Ward named Yogi Kinder, and he's West Virginia's all-time leader in wins.
Okay.
In state's history. He said every practice was like you just lost a football.
Yeah, that's why I say you win games.
Yeah. So kind of weird transition here, but yeah, shout out to the veterans, man. One more time, we'll clap it up for the veterans. Two claps for the player. Woo!
Sip of shine for the vets, man.
Oh, there you go. Ward, we're gonna do a kind of a broken down version of first favorite forgotten. 76 is a tough number to get out, so I think we got two apiece. We'll call it first and favorite this week.
First and favorite, and I'm sure there's a forgotten out there somewhere.
Yeah. So the forgotten is all the guys that we didn't list on our forgotten.
Yeah.
So Ward, go ahead and kick us off with your first 76, man.
First 76 come to mind, former Redskin, former football team, and never made it to the Commanders. He is now playing for the New York Jets, protected Aaron Rodgers, Morgan Moses.
There you go. One of Weezy's guys. My first number 76 that came to mind, Ward, you know I'm all about this, man. One of two players in NBA history to wear the jersey number 76. Sean Bradley, the Stormin' Mormon. He was the block leaders in the mid-'90s. I think he was an all-rookie team in the early '90s. So Sean Bradley was the first guy that came to mind.
Did Sean Bradley play at BYU or not?
He's from Germany, which
interesting.
I've never heard of a Mormon from Germany, but
me neither. I have Mormons that knock on my door every 2 weeks, and I really want to tell them to kick rocks, but I feel bad.
I don't know if I've told this story on this podcast. I dated a Mormon girl in high school.
Ooh.
Different lifestyle, man.
Yeah.
Different lifestyle.
Hey, anybody call me offline, and me and Cam will tell you about that. But anyway, Cam, going back, I kind of have a favorite and forgotten here. So throwing it back to March 31st, 2024, Cam. About, what was that, 7-8 months ago?
A long time
the
ago.
Elite Eight. In Wolfpack were in the Elite Eight for the first time since the 80s, or maybe the early 90s. NC State Wolfpack marched in. Duke Blue Devils were there talking all that trash. 76-64. NC State Wolfpack beat the Blue Devils, and they moved on to the Final Four, and we lost. But we did make it to the Final Four.
Hey, man, I've said this since Cal took the Arkansas job. If Kevin Keats doesn't go on that miracle Final Four run, Don Calipari is the head basketball coach.
Well, man, you want to hear something crazy? And I found this out this weekend when I was in Wilmington. So before State went on their run, Kevin Keats, he has a big buyout at NC State. He went to Wilmington and he purchased 3 restaurants. And because he thought he was getting canned, and that's what he was going to do. He was going to take a year off and run his restaurants. Then they went on their run. So now Kevin Keats owns 3 restaurants in the city of Wilmington that he just hires people to run for him. He hasn't sold them yet. But the rumor is he thought he took that, he went ahead and I guess put it on a credit card and thought, somebody was going to buy it. He was going to get a big buyout package. And then he just pretty much signed 5 more years with the Wolfpack. So, yeah, cool story.
I still think we got robbed of Rob Dillingham being a NC State Wolfpack last season. I loved him in Kentucky, one of my favorite Wildcats. But could you imagine him on that?
I know, dude. We could have had FatKat. This could have been the Steelers Commanders could have been FatKatz number 4, but your damn Wildcats had to screw it up and lose to what was it? What school was it again, Cam?
Matt Golke and the Oakland Golden Bears.
Yeah. And Oakland's not even in Oakland. They're in like Detroit. What the hell, Cam?
It's Oakland, Michigan. It's Oakland County.
Yeah, it's in Michigan, man. We're not even in California.
It's like 20 miles north of Detroit, and we got beat by some guy who's selling insurance right now.
Some white dude that shoots threes left-handed.
Dude, it's ridiculous. But My favorite number 76 is Dwayne Brown. Played tackle for the Houston Texans for a long time. We've talked about my guy Kendall Lamb on here a lot. Kendall played with Dwayne Brown, and some of those stories about Dwayne Brown in mini camps and practices for the Texans are awesome.
Cam, breaking news. The Colts have gone back to Anthony Richardson as team starting quarterback. Sorry to cut you off. Just saw that.
No, that's fine. Anthony Richardson, that may have been one of my best takes of all time. I told everybody that would listen, that guy stinks at football, man. He is not good.
Well, you had to be a little salty, too, that he got drafted over Will Levis.
Let's put this out there, too. I saw a graphic word. Carson Beck is coming out this year. Guy who
sucks.
Coming into the season, he's going to be the number one pick. I told everybody last year he stinks. He's the second worst quarterback in Power 5 behind Brock Vandegrift and in front of Brock Vandegrift. And I saw a graphic that said that his ceiling as an NFL quarterback was Daniel Jones and his floor was Will Levis. Let me tell you guys something. Kirby Smart would cut off his left nut to have Will Levis on this football team. Will Levis is twice the quarterback Carson Beck is.
What about Devin Leary?
Devin Leary.
2021 NC State Carson or Devin Leary would be.
Devin Leary is one of the best quarterbacks I've seen. But Devin Leary, Baltimore Raven this week, by the way, or this year. But we move on. That was our first.
Another Pac Pro.
Yeah, first and favorite, number 76. Full plate, empty stomach award. Full plate, somebody who had a good week in sports. Empty stomach, somebody who had a bad week in sports. Go ahead and
cool. Cam, I'll run through it. Jamar Chase had 3 touchdowns. I think he had, 180 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Baltimore Ravens. Number 2 team in the AFC. So, number 3 team. Yeah, they have 3 losses.
They're the number 2 team in the AFC North, brother.
Yeah, number 3 team in the AFC. Good call, Cam. But Jamar Chase had a day. Game ball.
I'm gonna go ahead and move. I'll go off the rails here. Empty stomach to anybody who played Jamar Chase and
yes,
this guy. Word, I want to air something out on the podcast here. One of your worst takes of all time. You did say that Jamar Chase was going to be the biggest bust.
I did. I know.
On a podcast that went to your teacher for
I know. I said that one. I had the year before. I had a really bad take too. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, I screwed up and I said Jamar Chase was going to be a bust because he sat out. I was wrong.
You guys should have seen. I said Jamar Chase was going to be the best receiver in this draft. He said that Devontae Smith won the Heisman. He was going to be best. That's fair. Fair point.
Yeah.
You guys should have seen this guy taking his victory laps when Jamar Chase had 3.
Oh, and he was dropping all those balls in the preseason, man. Yeah, I thought he was going to suck. And valid point there, Cam. I got to give credit where credit's due there.
Nothing was worse, though, than when Fry on the same podcast, you guys did a mock draft, and he had the Jaguars taking Mac Jones and Kyle Trask in the first round.
Yeah.
The
podcasting, man. We all got to start somewhere, right?
That's what I tell people, man. Everybody can say that they're smart about sports. When you have a podcast, what you say lives on forever.
Yep.
It's the ultimate, check if you're smart or not, because you can always go back and find some stupid takes that somebody.
I guess we could. Well, we can't get canceled. We haven't said anything bad on here where we could get ourselves canceled, can we? Hey, you have to go listen to 75 episodes before this and go figure it out and tell us.
I'm not going to incriminate ourselves here, but
I might have said a few questionable things, knowing me.
My first full plate is the Kentucky Wildcats basketball program, man. We're recording this on Wednesday, just off a huge win against the Duke Blue Devils in the Champions Classic in Catlanta. Mark Pope. Just a coaching masterclass. He outcoached John Shire up and down the court in the second half, and just a fun day to be a Wildcat Ward. I think that I saw a stat. I think that's only the 4th or 5th time we beat Duke in like 30 years. I think they're like 9 and.
Y'all haven't beat them since like 20. I think it was 2015. Y'all haven't beat Duke.
Something crazy. So
yeah.
to get a win over the Duke Blue Devils, that fan base was going nuts last night.
That's huge too, and especially after they put Kentucky at 18 or 19, whatever they had y'all
19.
preseason break, to come out and beat, what was Duke, 5
or 6?
Hey, who ended up off topic? Who ended up winning Michigan State, Kansas? I did watch some of that.
Kansas won. That was one of the ugliest basketball games I've ever.
Yeah, it was. But anyway, yeah, good for good for Pope to come in there and leave and start off like that, beating Duke, dude. These Durham people are raising hell about Shire, brother.
Oh yeah.
Shire's 0-3 or 0-4 against he has not won a game against a ranked team on their first game, or their first ranked game of the year. He hasn't won one yet. So he's 0-4. But yeah.
In his defense, he took over an impossible job. Like that, I mean, I get it. At the time, it was the biggest brand in college basketball. But you're following up what is probably the second best coach of all time in the sport. Like that's
yeah.
way to go about it. But
who's won? The dude from UCLA?
Yeah, John Wooden's the best coach.
Wooden, yeah.
And, but yeah, man, it was a fun game, and I'll come back to this game in empty stomach.
Yep, cool. Hey, real quick, I have another full plate, and then Cam, we'll run through our empty stomachs. First, my other full plate, Pat McAfee. He's again just electric on College game day. He's out there going crazy, and he's singing "Neck" to the LSU fans, and they say, "Suck that, Tiger." Bad word, and then another bad word. And he doesn't do it once. He double takes and does it twice. And the fans are going crazy. So, I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool, Cam.
Hey, dude.
Suck that, Tiger.
Anyways, empty stomach. There's this kid named Conrad Knipple on Duke, man. He's a top 10 prospect coming out. He's a 6'7" white kid. And, white guys have to be compared to white guys, right?
Yeah.
I was told that this guy was as good or better than Reed Shepherd. This guy comes out against Kentucky and shoots 4 for 20. That guy couldn't hold Reed Shepherd's jockstrap. Give me a break. That guy's
how's Reed Shepherd been doing?
Not good. He's not played a lot for the Houston Rockets. Not played a lot for the Houston Rockets, man.
Oh man,
Ward's standing up.
So I'm standing up for a sec. I usually have a standing desk, but I don't. But hey, Cam, I'm gonna run through my 2 empty stomachs real quick. First empty stomach, Caitlin Clark. Not because of her play in any way, but there was a video that came out today about it was her. Cam, I love the Carhartt shirt, by the way. There's a video of Caitlin Clark today that came out. She's playing in a golf tournament right now. There's 100 fans watching her in a big U. She's going to tee off, hooks it left, and just nails a fan. So she's my first empty stomach. But hey, she's like us. We've all done that 1,000 times too. Second empty stomach, I went to Outback Steakhouse on Monday night, and Outback, I was like, I've made some money playing golf this weekend. I'm going to order something good. So I got a prime rib, 16-ounce prime rib. Dude, it was like leather, brother. It was just cooked all the way through. I said, I want it rare to medium rare. I like my meat very pink. And so I wanted it rare to medium rare. And next thing you know, they really screwed it up. So that's why you don't have an Australian cook your steak. That's why you get a Texas Roadhouse, because they give you, their rolls are better than that shitty brown bread that Outback gives you. But yeah, Cam, that's my rant of the day.
Them prime rib at Outback, man. You can't hide money. Can't hide money, baby.
$30.
Hey, dude, when I was working on the road, we'd go to Outback every once in a while.
Yeah.
Dude, the amount of prime rib that would get ordered, because the company would buy it sometimes.
Oh, y'all were eating good.
Dude, guys would get six prime ribs and take them home with them, and then they stopped doing it because guys were taking 6 prime ribs.
Y'all don't have like a meal stipend, like how much you can eat per meal on the road?
Yeah, we get a stipend, but
no, I mean, like, there's not a max. Like my company, when I travel, I eat good, but my company it's like you can only spend this amount on breakfast, this amount on lunch, this amount on dinner, and you know me, I'm being maxing it out, man, to the penny. But
a little behind baseball here. Hopefully nobody from Aeromark's listening to this, but bosses take you out for dinner, man. It's large bills. There's commas.
Oh yeah.
There's commas in those bills, man, a lot of the time. So yeah, hopefully my old boss from Aeromark's not listening. But anyways, As we move forward, huge weekend in the UFC. We got maybe the biggest fight, maybe of all time here.
I think this is the biggest fight in the history of the heavyweight division.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, the heavyweight division. But, I mean, this is up there. We got John Jones taking on Stipe Miocic. Stipe Miocic. He's got that immigrant's mentality.
What's his name say? What's the fat guy from Longest Yard?
Yeah, Joey Diaz. He said he's got,
he's got
that immigrant's mentality. He's from Cleveland, Joey. But Stipe is a 5-1 dog in this fight. John Jones looking to stay undefeated in the UFC. Looking to get his first heavyweight championship. He's already talked about his next steps. Usually when guys start talking about next steps, it usually goes bad for him, but John Jones is a different beast. And only way I see Stipe winning this fight is if he clips him, man. Like if he gets a one-shot knockout. Stipe is, he's 45 years old. He hasn't fought in 3 years.
Oh my God. Me and Cam were just talking about this. Stipe Miocic. I'm 25 years old. Cam's 24. Stipe has not fought since before we could drink beer. We couldn't even drink beer the last time Stipe fought.
Last time he won.
He won.
When he got knocked out by Francis, I think we were 22.
Oh, was it? Was it senior year? Yeah, last time he won, me and the big man couldn't even drink beer. Don't get me wrong, we still were drinking beer, but we could not go to a bar and legally order a beer. But I mean, Cam, you know me, brother. I'm a John Jones guy through and through. John Jones is he's the greatest fighter of all time. I'm not going to pull a Dana White on John Jones right now. Cam, you know what I'm about to say. I'm not going to say it. But
oil him up, baby. Oil him up, baby. Come on.
But yeah, no, I just don't see. I know Stipe is the greatest heavyweight of all time. He just hasn't fought in so long. And there is going to be I have a feeling if this thing doesn't end early, it's going to be a very boring first round. I think these guys are just going to sit there and feel each other out. A lot of, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how much action is going to be in the first round, but I don't know. Hey, give me John Jones.
Yeah, John Jones by a mile. As we move on, Michael Chandler, 2-1 dog against Charles Oliveira. Michael Chandler feels like he hasn't fought in 2 years, waiting on that Conor McGregor fight. He finally gets a big fight with Charles Oliveira. Dude, Charles Oliveira is an odd guy because he gets clipped every fight. It looks like every fight. And then you look up and he's got a guy in a arm triangle. And it's like, what happened? Give me Michael Chandler as a 2-1 dog to go win this fight and give himself a chance to get McGregor one more time.
So listen, Cam, I'm agreeing with you. I'm taking Michael Chandler, and here's why. He's been through 3 fight camps in the last 12 months, Cam. I mean, I think the guy's pretty prepared. I would hope so. But no, I follow Michael Chandler on Instagram. He's one of the guys he's one of the fighters that I really like in the UFC. He's in shape, boy. Good God, he's in shape. He posted a picture yesterday of him training. He's yoked. Good God, he's yoked. But yeah, Michael Chandler, I know, fight IQ is not very good sometimes, but boy, let me tell you, there's going to be fireworks. Michael Chandler is going to come out throwing, son. So let's see how if Charles Oliveira counters and hits him, it's over. But Michael Chandler is going to come out throwing.
Yeah. Speaking of yoked, man, have you seen John Jones lately after this fight camp? Dude, USADA is not drug tested. And it looks like it, man.
He just tore his pec. I know he's I don't know if he is juicing because he's 15 pounds lighter than he was before he fought Cyril Gane.
Yeah, he's 235 right now. He looks good. But
I wonder what I don't think he has to be as big because Stipe's always been a smaller guy too. Not smaller, but Stipe's always weighed in at what, like 230, 235?
Yeah, between 230 and 240 most of his
career. Stipe is still doing his firefighting stuff right now. John Jones was saying he better quit fighting fire to get ready to fight.
John looks like some of those guys in Pride right now.
Dude, I saw a video of John Jones. He was flying on a commercial airline and he had his dog sitting on the chair. And I'm like, dude, I'm not sitting beside that damn dog. Have you seen the videos of that dog attacking people? I'm not going to sit there and doze off and fall asleep and get mauled by that damn dog. And then punch the dog, and then have to fight his owner. I'm really in trouble then. But
let's not act like John Jones has not showed any sign of having some anger issues. Who who's the stewardess telling John Jones his dog's not allowed to fly?
Oh, man. Well, Kev, let's move forward. You got to tell the story of Bo Nickel one more time. I know you've told it on here. Every time he fights, you got to tell the story. It's my guy. How long have I been telling you this guy's going to be good?
Since this guy was wrestling in college, Ward's been saying, dude, if this guy isn't
So, story behind Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel is 3-time national champion in college. He lost twice in 4 years in college. 3-time national champ. He graduated during COVID. He was going to go to the Olympics to wrestle in the Olympics. COVID messed all of that up. So they didn't have COVID that year. He said, screw it. Or they didn't have the Olympics. He said, screw it. I'm going to go into MMA. And I knew from there, boy, I started telling, we were 18. I started telling Cam, I said, watch out for this guy. I'm telling you. He went and he fought in some bullshit promotion, 2-3 fights. I think in 3 fights, he fought a total of 30 seconds. I'm like, Cam, I'm telling you. Then he goes on to the Dana White's Contender Series. Fight beats the first guy in 10 seconds. I'm still in Cam's ear telling him. Then the next fight, I think that one goes more like 30 seconds. I'm still in Cam's ear telling him. Then he's fought twice in the UFC now, 3 times in the UFC now. He hasn't gone out of the first round yet, right, Cam?
No, he's not.
Yeah. So, Bo Nickel.
And his last fight was a knockout by a right overhand. It wasn't with Mullins, dude. No. His last fight went to decision, but he dominated. And he was apologizing to the fans because the fans were saying it's a boring fight because he's just been nothing but fireworks since he's walked into the UFC. And I'm telling you now, Cam, this Paul Craig guy attacks people in the weigh-ins a lot. Bo Nickel ain't going to do for that shit, dog. Paul Craig's the one that attacks everybody and screams at them and pushes their head into them. I don't know how well that's going to be a blast double. And Paul Craig's, before he knows it, his feet are going to be 10 feet up in the air as we get dropped on his head. But you know who I'm riding with, brother. Give me Bo. Give me Bo. Paul Craig, 7.5 to 1 dog here. Give me Bo Nickel.
Yeah.
Pretty handily here.
Yeah.
Ward, maybe your favorite fighter of all time. I want you to go ahead and intro this.
Yeah, Chris Weidman, my uncle George. He's the one that got me in the UFC. He's been following Chris Weidman since I was a kid, man. I do think this is Chris's retirement fight. I think Chris is going to ride off to the sunset. He's going to beat Eric that spells his name wrong or spells his name weird, by the way. This guy spells his name E-R-Y-K. Who the hell spells their – and he's American. Who the hell spells your name like that? Arik. But, yeah, Chris Weidman's going to knock Arik out and ride off into the sunset.
There you go. That fight is a pick'em. So, no favorites in that fight.
Give me Chris. I won't back down.
Ward, how many times have we said this is Chris Weidman's retirement fight on this podcast?
He better damn retire if he loses. That's all I got to say, Cam.
Ward, let's move on to college football. We'll look at college football last week, NFL last week, and then we'll talk about this week coming up. Ward, what we thought was going to be an absolute dog walk was a dog walk in the other way. Georgia went to Oxford to play Ole Miss. They lose 10-28. The Rebs put it on them. Jackson Dart gets hurt early in the game, comes back in and dominates the game. This Georgia Bulldogs team, we talked about Carson Beck, but there's a lot more issues with this Georgia team than just Carson Beck.
Yeah, that damn Carson Beck needs to quit messing with that basketball player. That blonde twin, because she's messing him up big time. That's all I got to say. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Georgia. Not a good look for them. I've never seen them get dominated like that. That is the first time they have lost to a team other than Alabama. Can't guess since the last time. Guess since when?
2018.
We couldn't legally drink beer yet. That's all I got to say. 2020. 2020 is the last time they've lost to a team that wasn't Alabama. And I think it was LSU. It was either LSU or Florida. I saw the statistic for it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. This damn SEC is wide open right now, dude. SEC is wide open. I saw at the playoff right now. They have I think there's 4 teams in the SEC in it. I was looking at the graph this morning. Cam, we should pull that up and go over that too. That'd be something interesting to go in. But especially if you can share your screen, or I can share mine.
Yeah, let me pull it up. You talk about Indiana, Michigan real quick.
Yeah, so Indiana, they kind of had a little bit of a scary game there for a minute, man. Indiana came in, played Michigan. They went to the Big House, and Indiana's obviously an undefeated team. I think a little bit of the hype's getting to them. They didn't play the best against Michigan. But I do believe Indiana has a bye this week. They play Ohio State at Ohio State next week, which is going to be extremely interesting. But yeah, and then the ACC matchup this week, man, or this past week, Clemson, Virginia Tech. Not gonna lie, Justin, I'm sorry, didn't watch this game. I just saw you texted me about it. But yeah, Clemson got kind of a big win. They won 24-14. Justin, y'all should have won by more than that. Just looking at the stats. But one thing that I'm interested in is, so now the college football or the ACC rankings. Clemson's lost one game in the ACC. Miami has lost one game in the ACC. Pitt has lost one game in the ACC. And then I don't know what SMU's record is. I think they've only lost one game in the ACC. So Cam, kind of a little bit of a four-way stretch there, man. I don't know who's going to end up. Like if it ended today, obviously it'd be Miami would be in, and I would say Miami and I don't know, SMU maybe, I don't know, but yeah, who knows, man. Cam, I don't know if you have any reaction to that, but
wasn't listening, to be honest. I'm trying to get this daggone bracket pulled up, and okay, I got you. Here we go. Let me zoom in real quick, and then we'll pull it up. ACC's wide open. I think Miami is the only team in right now. But like you said, like it could go so many different ways. Same thing with the SEC. SEC's got a ton of teams in right now. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick.
You got it?
Yes, sir. Let's go right here. All right. Can you see it?
Oh, one sec. I clicked out. Floyd, here we go. Boom. Let's go, dude. Let's go. This is interesting right here.
Yeah. So right now, what we're seeing, we've got Oregon is the 1 seed. We've got Texas as the 2 seed. BYU, projecting them to win the Big 12 as the 3.
So it's cool because they're doing each major 4 conferences. Is BYU Big 12?
Yes.
Oh, no shit. I thought they were still Mountain West.
So if you're confused looking at this, the 4 projected Power 4 conference winners will get buys to the quarterfinals. And then you see Boise as the 12 seed in the top right. They will be the highest ranked group of 5 conference champion as projected right now. So they get an automatic bid into the top 12.
Yeah.
So we have Boise State going to Ohio State to play in Columbus to then go on to move on to Miami.
That's interesting. Interesting. Obviously, there's a lot of football left to play, but it's cool. You know, I'm a visual learner, so it's really cool seeing this stuff, you know. First game that comes to mind right now, the most exciting matchup on this, Indiana-Alabama is exciting as hell. And the cool thing is, too, is it's not a neutral site game. They go to the higher seed and play there, which is freaking awesome. Like, imagine if we get an Ole Miss Penn State matchup in Happy Valley. Dude, that's going to be wicked. Notre Dame, Tennessee at Tennessee.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Now, if you look here, Ward, if you look at first team out, Georgia is the first team out. But since Boise State is the highest ranked conference champion in the group of 5, they would take Georgia's spot as the 12th seed.
The Boise State, they haven't gone Pac-12, have they? They're still Mountain West.
No, they're in the Mountain West still, yes.
Yeah.
So what I was talking about, and I was told I was crazy by Alex Novak. I was told I was a genius by Colby G last night. To me, this is me personally, I would rather be Ohio State in this scenario than Texas. I would rather play a home game against Boise State and then go to Miami or play Miami in the quarterfinals than be Texas and waiting on Indiana and Alabama.
Texas is a tough team to play, dude.
Texas is a great team, but would you rather play 2 games against 2 teams who, let's be honest, like Miami is not better than Indiana. I don't think Miami's better than Indiana or Alabama.
I don't know. We'll see about Indiana. We'll see what Indiana's all about.
I don't think Boise State's better than Alabama or Indiana. Am I crazy?
Hell no. Boise State has a good running back, but running back, it's kind of hard to run the football.
Yeah.
And so when you're playing against,
To me, would you rather play 2 games that are not as tough or be Texas and waiting on Alabama to come to town?
Yeah. How about BYU, dude? 9-0.
Yeah.
Hey, what does John Gruden say? Got me feeling nicey. Oh.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey, BYU
way,
got me feeling nicey, man.
way off topic. But if you haven't watched John
Dude,
Green,
it's awesome.
you're missing out. Can I say something here, Ward? By the way, BYU has a Jewish quarterback.
Do they?
How funny is that? I mean, that's pretty funny.
Good one, Cam.
I'm not gonna go into why that's funny, but it's pretty funny.
What, do Mormons not like Jews?
Okay. Anyways, let's talk about.
I mean, not.
Yeah. SMU second ACC.
Dude, that's interesting. I know.
So yeah.
NC State should be there. We suck. We lost to Duke.
So I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing this. But yeah, if you're on YouTube, if you're on,
check it out, man. This is an interesting playoff bracket. Make sure Cam's obviously sharing the screen. Make sure if you're on YouTube or Spotify, take a look down at your computer or phone and look at the screen and give us your reactions.
Yeah, tell us what you think about the playoff bracket. Who's wrongly seeded?
Off that bracket right there, I think Texas makes a run.
Yeah, I think Texas has
I don't know. I think Oregon's good, but I don't think they're good enough to.
Well,
I don't think Ohio State's good enough either. Ohio State doesn't have the elite quarterback play. They have they have the skill players, but at the end of the day, Cam, you look at the past 8 national champions in college football. 7 out of 8 of those teams have an elite quarterback at the college level. Like people's going to argue, oh yeah, Stetson Bennett won 2 national championships, dog. So yeah, at the college level, you got to have an elite quarterback to do it. Will Howard is not that guy. Will Howard is mediocre. Can't win it with a mediocre quarterback.
I mean, if we're looking at this bracket, how many elite quarterbacks do we see? College football elite quarterbacks. I mean,
you'd have to pull it back up.
I'll just ask: Do we label Quinn Ewers as an elite?
Yes, absolutely. At the college football level, yes.
Dylan Gabriel, absolutely elite college.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel, Quinn Ayers, Jalen Milroe. Got to throw him in there.
Cam Ward.
Yes, right now, yeah, he's Heisman favorite.
Jackson Dart.
Yes.
Let's see. 4-seeded Penn State has the kid I love. What's his name?
I don't know about that guy.
Yeah, I don't know about Nico from Tennessee.
Yes.
Okay. So,
I mean, I consider when I say elite quarterbacks, like you're comparing them to Will Howard. Like all these guys are better than Will Howard. Like they made it at the college level as of this season right now. They're having damn good years. Carson Beck, no.
Ward, we didn't talk about LSU, Alabama, correct?
No, I lost money on that game too. God, LSU, dude, they got embarrassed, man.
Alabama goes into Tiger Stadium and just mollywops them.
Mollywops the hell out of them, dude. And I was sitting there arguing. I was with a bunch of soccer guys, and I was arguing about how much louder college football stadiums are than soccer stadiums. And I was telling them, I said, I had the TV on full blast. First play of the game, Jalen Milroe, they have a false start. And dude, Death Valley is bumping, man. Like you could hear it from Myrtle Beach. It was that loud. And anyway, yeah. And then Jalen Milroe drives down the field, has that run he had, by the way. Dude, have you seen how big Jalen Milroe is? He looks like a damn line. He looks like Derrick Henry, like definition wise, playing quarterback.
He's huge.
I ain't tackling his ass. That's a bad man time to be his knees. I'm probably going to get hurdled, but I'm not hitting him. I'm not putting my face mask in his chest. I'm not getting trucked by him. No, sir.
Got to make some business decisions, brother.
Yeah, sorry, Cam.
Ward, you never want to do this going into week 10 or 11, whatever it is, college football, but give us the state of NC State football at this moment.
I can tell you the state of NC State football. There's a good chance that there's a leadership change coming, my friend. I'm not for it. I'm not for Dave Dorn going, but the people that spend a lot more money than me at that university are freaking pissed. There was a lot of promises to our boosters this year that this team's going to be legit. These boosters took money out of their pockets and they invested in the future state of this football team. We're 2-4 in the ACC, and we're not playing. We've lost. Clemson's the only good football team we've lost to in the ACC. I don't know. I mean, it's embarrassing, dog. We've lost to both Wake Forest and Duke at home, Cam, at home. So yeah, I'm not saying I'm not one to be like, oh yeah, go fire this coach, go fire that coach. That OC needs to go. Tony Gibson is our DC. He's been there forever. He needs to stay. He's a great coach. Dave Dorn, man, he has to have some fire under his ass right now. I know he lives out in Cary, and I have heard there's been people that are putting for sale signs in his yard. State we have a mean fan base, but I mean, dude, Dave Dorman's won 9 games, 4 out of the last 5 years. Like everybody's like, oh, it's so quick. Oh yeah, let's fire this guy. Like, okay, who are we going to replace him with? We get Deion Sanders to come to Raleigh? No, it ain't happening. So yeah, Cam, that's my. I don't think we need to get rid of anybody, but they need to feel some pressure. They need to quit getting so comfortable, quit getting fat and happy, and get back and get on the treadmill and start grinding.
Yeah, well, it's the same question I ask everybody when they want to fight. Who are you going to get that's better? Who do you think that NC State can get that's better? And that's a tough question to ask right now. Like, Kentucky's not going to fire Stoops, and we're not even talking about.
Y'all aren't firing Stoops?
No, we will not fire Stoops. He's got a $44 million buyout.
Oh yeah, that's right. Y'all just re-signed him after he went to Texas A&M.
So like, he's not getting fired. If he does walk away, I've got a guy in mind that I want to be the next head coach who I think would do a better job than Mark Stoops is doing right now. But
what's his name?
John Summerall, Tulane's coach. They're ranked 25 in the college football rankings. He was the linebackers coach at Kentucky Ward. He played at Kentucky. He was
oh really?
He was part of a staff that signed 2 top 15 classes, 1 top 10 class. He went to Troy.
Kroger's spending some money.
Yeah, he went to Troy. He won 2 his first 2 years as a head coach. He lost 2 football games. He won 2 Sun Belt titles, and he went to Tulane. He's 8-2 with 2 losses to Oklahoma and another Power 5 school that I can't remember. And I think he's the guy. But if he goes to Clemson, or if he goes to Florida, or Lane Kiffin takes another job, he goes to Ole Miss, then you ain't getting that guy.
Where's Lane Kiffin going? I don't think I could see him. Was there any rumor mills going on about that?
Well, if Florida can Sunbelt Billy, I mean, who's your first call besides?
Dave came out and said that they're not getting rid of Billy.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, Dave come out and said that's their guy.
Ward, how many times in the NFL and college football have we heard GMs and athletic directors and owners say, "Hey, this is our guy. This is our quarterback. This is our coach. This is our GM," and then in 2 weeks they're canned.
Speaking of that, bro, we didn't talk about Micah Parsons and Mike McCarthy. That's bad, man.
So inform the group what happened
there. So if anybody went out and looked or listened to this, Micah Parsons is your best player on that football team. And he came out and said they were asking him, they just lost to the Eagles. They're like, I think the Cowboys are 2-6, something crazy like that. Dak's done for the year. CD Lamb's playing like shit. The whole Cowboys are playing like shit. And anyway, they came out and they asked him, do you feel bad? Like, this is Mike McCarthy's last year on his contract. Like, do you feel bad that you guys aren't playing good for him right now? He pretty much said, screw Mike McCarthy. I feel bad for the guys. And he started naming some veterans on the team that have been here and done that, been a part of this program. Like, those are the guys I feel bad for. If Mike leaves, Mike leaves. But I don't feel bad for him. I feel bad for these kind of guys. Like, dude, if your best player is open in the media, in the locker room saying that about I don't know, not a good look, Cam. You got to have player buy-in to be a successful program, and he does not.
Yeah, when you lose the locker room, it's hard to come back from that.
I'm curious who, because if I had to bet my bottom dollar that they're getting rid of, they're going to fire his ass. Who do you think the Cowboys' first call is for a head coach?
Ben Johnson.
That's what I was thinking too, Ben Johnson. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, that's just. It's like Tennessee was a couple years ago, dog. Like, I don't know who wants to walk into that dumpster fire. And with the
you're the Cowboys. You tank. You ship Dak out, man. You draft Shadur Sanders and you bring in Ben Johnson. How about that? How about that?
Well, after they just paid Dak all that money, I ain't shipping his ass anywhere.
Who's trading for that contract? Right? Ward, let's go over a couple NFL games, and then we'll move on to our predictions for this week. Commanders Steelers.
Hey,
hard fought game. That was a great football game. Came down to a couple calls. I know a lot of Commanders fans feel this. Do you have any feelings of the Stripes stole that game from the Commanders?
Yeah, I don't ever put it in the refs' hands. Don't get me wrong. I thought that was a bullshit call originally, but Cam, like we talked about after the game, call could have gone either way. If he marked it as a first down, they're not going to overturn it. If you mark it at fourth down, you can't overturn it. But my biggest takeaway from that game is, one, kudos to your defense. Y'all contained Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels did not get out of the pocket and do his thing like he's done in the past. Patrick Queen is a dog. Patrick Queen is just as fast and just as athletic as Jaden is, and he contained him, man. Y'all ran that QB read on him all game. TJ Watt didn't do much, which I was very surprised about. I know you guys only got the Jaden two. I think y'all checked him twice, I want to say, Cam, but maybe three.
Yeah.
What?
Both of them were Cam Hayward.
Yeah, Cam Hayward had 2 sacks. That's right. But anyway, so I'm proud of our young offensive line because those are 2 first-year guys we have on the ends. Alex Highsmith, hope his ankle is okay. It's not as bad as everybody thinks, by the way, y'all. It's a high ankle sprain. He'll be out 2 to 3 weeks. He'll be back for crunch time. So, Cam, you watched me do the same thing to my ankle, and you had to carry me out of the CRC. But anyway, proud of our defense, man. George Pickens had a game. It shows why we traded for Marshawn Lattimore. We need him bad. But other than that, we had a guy, he was a rookie, Johnny Newton from Illinois, jumped off sides. Wasn't a good play. Cam, I can go ahead and tell you right now, you're an offensive lineman, you know offense better than me. I think everybody in the NFL, everybody in that stadium knew y'all are not going for it on that fourth down. Y'all are punting the ball, and you're making a rookie quarterback drive down 95 yards to beat you. Okay?
There was no play called in that huddle.
Yeah, no. And then that's why, yeah. So, and God, man, I was so pissed off.
But underrated part of that, Ward, and what people don't talk about enough, is when people do that, they lollygag up to the line, they get down in their stance, they don't look locked in, they don't make any calls, and you get a quarter. Everybody knows you're not snapping.
Yeah.
Go back and watch the Steelers get out of that huddle. Dude, they get out. They run up to the ball. They get in 4-point stances. They're calling out calls. It looked like they were going for it. Everybody knew they were going for it. But when you get up to the line with a sense of urgency, it puts it, especially in a young guy like Johnny Newton, who I think is a great ball player.
Yeah.
In his mind, they're going for this.
He is a damn good ball player. And it's cool to see the support around him, too. Like all the players were like, dude, it's all right. Take it off. I mean, at the end of the day, we're through week 10 and we're 7-3,
And hey, we saw a guy who you're very close with make that same mistake a few years ago during the COVID.
Yeah, he's number 1 defensive tackle in the NFL right now. So
yeah, so that does not define your career.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And you just go back. Yeah. In the line and
but also breaking down that game too, it shows how much we miss Brian Robinson. We don't have Brian. Like Austin Eckler played good, but man, Brian Robinson is our big body back. A couple times on 3rd and 1, we couldn't do what we wanted to do because of that. But yeah, overall, we're hanging, Cam, I may sound selfish when I say this. We're hanging with the damn best teams in the NFL. We've paid both the number 2 and number 3 team in the AFC, both the Ravens and the Steelers. We should have beat the Steelers. We had the ball twice to put them away. We were up 10 in the second half, wasn't able to do it. The Ravens beat us through and through. But yeah, man, we play the Eagles tomorrow night. It's going to be a big freaking football game. That's a big football game. So, yeah, I mean, y'all, hey, kudos to you. Y'all won. But I'm still, after that game, I was still happy. I'm still happy for this team. This team has a very, very bright future.
I mean, they're fighters, man. This is a fun team to root for sure.
And, hey, if there's any quarterback I want to lose to, I want it to be Russell Wilson.
Yeah, whole pack of Badgers.
Whole pack of Badgers.
But, yeah, like you said, we're going to see a very similar defensive philosophy this Sunday when the Steelers take on the Ravens.
Yes.
On 8. They did the same.
How did Peyton play this weekend? Because I only got to watch. I was listening to it on my phone, but I only got to break down and watch the second half. I didn't see him in that much.
He didn't play a ton. It was a lot of Landon Roberts, kind of being the thumper on the dives. But when he played really well. He's awesome on special teams, and then he made some pretty big stops.
Is he out there running his mouth?
He talks a lot.
He talked a lot in college.
But he's sitting beside Patrick Queen, who talks more than him. So, I mean, there's a lot of guys that talk on this defense, and I like it. Moving on real quick, Lions, Texans. Only takeaway I have from this game, 1, the Texans gave it away. But 2, Ward, Jared Goff is 4-0 in football games where he throws 4 more interceptions. How crazy is that?
So it was 4 interceptions they ended up throwing?
Yes.
They won, though. They're what, 9-1, 8-1? And, hey, I didn't say this too, Cam. I wanted to say this. What the hell did the Washington Commanders do to the NFL? Because two out of the last 3 games we're playing teams off a bye. We played the Bears off the bye, and we played y'all off a bye. We haven't even had our damn bye week yet. We don't have our bye week until after Thanksgiving.
That's
what
great.
the hell, NFL? Give the young rookie a break.
Yeah, giving teams 2 weeks to prepare for this guy.
Yeah, no shit.
Let's talk about college football this week, Ward. Really only 3 big matchups. South Carolina, who was 21 in the poll, taking on number 23 Missouri. South Carolina is a 3-loss team, but outside chance of the playoff, and the Missouri 2-loss team, who isn't very good, but they have a chance at the playoff here. South Carolina, Ward, opens up as 12-point favorites at home against 23rd ranked Missouri. What's your thoughts on this game, if you have any?
12-point favorites is a lot. South Carolina, it's good to see. Dude, I love to see South Carolina have a number by their name. I'm not a South Carolina fan, but it's just, I don't know. It's just good. I think it's better for football.
Football's better when South Carolina is good.
Yeah, football's better when South Carolina's better. But yeah, 12-point favorites is a lot off my. Is somebody hurt on Mizzou?
No, it's just Brady Cook's just been awful this year.
Oh, has he? Okay. Yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, obviously Vegas knows something that I don't, and every time I don't side with Vegas, something has been happening bad to me, betting-wise. So give me South Carolina, brother.
Give me South Carolina to win, Missouri to cover.
Okay.
Tennessee, Georgia. This is a huge game for playoff implications. Whoever is out of the playoff. Nico might be out of this game. It was reported that he had a concussion. They don't know if he'll be able to play in time. Georgia does open up as 10-point favorites. That line is subject to move if Nico Imaliava is back in for the Tennessee Volunteers as they go to Athens in between the hedges to play the Bulldogs. As of right now, if Nico is not playing, give me Georgia to win and cover.
Yeah. Cam, there's a famous locker room speech by a man named Kirby Smart of him. It hyped me up, and I'm just listening to it. Athens, Georgia is going to be a rockin' this weekend. I think, especially if Nico doesn't play, even if he does play, UGA's out for a vengeance, man. They got embarrassed against Ole Miss. I mean, they didn't lose, brother. They got embarrassed. Like, don't get me wrong. They lost to Alabama, but they came back and made that a game. They got embarrassed by Kirby Smart. And the fans stormed the field twice on them. Not once, but twice. UGA's coming for freaking blood, brother. Hey, give me UGA winning and covering.
Hey, Ward, when's a dog most dangerous? When it's backed into a corner, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Real quick, Clemson, Pitt. Clemson's 10-point favorites. Pitt's looking to maybe go win the ACC. Or no, they lost to SMU, so never mind. 7-2 Pitt. Every time I say Clemson to cover, they lose. But look,
8 years ago today, Pitt hit a field goal to beat Clemson at the last minute in Death Valley. Give me Clemson winning the cover.
All right, McAfee. All right, real quick, we're going to go through this week's slate. We've got 3 games for the NFL, and then we'll get out of here. Ward, like you said, Thursday night, tomorrow night, Commanders off a short week against the Steelers, playing the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly.
In Philly.
Philly's 3.5-point favorites. Who you got? Why? Who's going to cover?
We win this football game, but we force turnovers. They are 2-2, or as their first 4 weeks of the season, they turned the ball over 5 times in that time span. And the first 4 weeks, the Eagles started out 2-2. Since then, they have won out, and they have only turned the ball over 3 times. So we force turnovers. We get pressure on one. We win this football game. We haven't lost twice in a row all year. I don't think it's going to happen today, Cam. Give me the Washington winning and covering.
Hey, man, there's a real thing when they talk about the Steelers hangover. It's tough to go win a football game after you play the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't want to say.
Our boys are beat up right now.
Our
boys are beat up. Nobody practiced yesterday.
I think the Eagles win this game on Thursday night. Steelers, Ravens, Baltimore, 3-point favorites in Pittsburgh, Ward. This game is for outright first place in the AFC North. Huge game. Huge playoff implications, huge for the division as a whole. At the end of the day, Lamar's 1-7 as a starter against the Steelers. He's had twice as many turnovers as touchdowns against these guys. Give me the Steelers to win this football game.
Cam, I'm always a believer in history repeats itself. And 4 years ago, when the Washington football team at that time and the Steelers played, the Steelers went on after that game to win 4 games or to lose 4 games in a row. And I think it happens again. Give me the Ravens coming back and beating the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Man, dude, putting that bad juju on us.
Hey,
Real
you put
quick,
it on me first. You started it.
Chiefs Bills in Buffalo. Buffalo's 2-point favorites word. If I've learned one thing in this life, you don't bet against Patrick Mahomes as a dog.
Yep.
Give me the Chiefs outright.
Hey, guess what? Last year, history repeats itself. The Buffalo Bills went into Arrowhead Stadium, and I bet for Patrick Mahomes. The Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen came in, put a dagger in the Kansas City Chiefs, beat them. That's when, what's his name, was bitching at the refs because Travis Kelce threw it behind, and Cardavius Toney, whatever his name is. History repeats itself. Cam, give me the Bills winning.
Okay, there you go. That was episode 76 of the Fat Cats podcast. One more time, salute to all the veterans out there, American heroes. Hope you guys liked it. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, and subscribe if you are new. Ward, pleasure as always, my friend.
Peace.